to live stream within the theatre and in the toilets, and I clearly had no signal to be live streaming within the toilet. So, welcome to Hartford. Welcome to Hartford Theatre in Hartford, the Wash. Hartford. Why am I doing this? What am I doing? I forgot why I'm here for just 1 minute. It's in the description. It's already in the description. Why am I bollocks rank? I don't know. I forget what I'm doing here. Jesus Christ. So I went to Wetherspoons and I said, can I have a Smirnoff Ice? I think it's on prescription for arthritis. You need to check the label. And he goes, well, you can get 3 bottles of Smirnoff Ice for £6. And I said, well, I was only going to get 1 really. And he said, well, £2 each. So I said, yeah, go on then. 3 bottles of Smirnoff Ice later. My tongue is loosened. I noticed a lot of... Let's not try. What's happening? What am I talking about? All right, I have a backlog of shorts to make. There's no one here still. I do need to make some shorts. I'm not going to be posting them to TikTok. I just have shorts, so many shorts to make from my live streams that it's like an impossible job. But I'm sure once I start doing it, I'm going to make loads and loads and loads of them. But it is really necessary. That's pretty much. And then I was going to say, I've been doing this now for something like 4 years. And I have a subscriber, Marty, I love you. And he subscribes, monthly through Patreon. Hi. And it's like giving me crack. I'm so enthused by having somebody subscribe who's pledging to give money. It's a good thing. I'm short of encouragement, so it means so much to me. And I don't think the Prince Andrew live dub that was done in 2020 would ever have happened if it wasn't for one person. And I won't disclose any information about it. I want to give I could give you details about where they live and what the connection. Well, I will actually. There's no need to be shy. They live in Mississippi. No, they don't. They're from Texas. I'm just saying the crap, couldn't I? And they are a member of the Baha'i faith. So for some reason, when they saw me doing my sad streaming in 2020, they thought, no, this person has potential. They're putting the hours in. And they started dropping me, bits of money, in the 2 digits, not more than that. I think in the end, in total, they donated about £250. And there was in maybe 6 or 7 different donations. And without that, nothing that Prince Andrew dub would never have happened. Because when I get people doing that, subscribing for an amount or making a donation through PayPal, it's all the encouragement I need, and it's so good for me. I love it. So that was all I had to say. I just felt like going live. I really don't know what I'm doing. I got so scammed this month. I got a message on my phone to say, we found your CV on Indeed or something. They claimed to be from Goat Agency, but they weren't actually from any such a place. And they had a really sophisticated scam going on, leading you to believe that you were getting paid to like TikTok videos, when in actual fact they were asking for small amounts to put into crypto. And so if I gave £10, I'd get 21 back. I gave 30 quid, I got 68 back. And then they asked for 100 after a few days, and I had my confidence. So I gave them 100 quid, and then I was locked into a situation. They were like, now you need to give us £340. And I said, I don't have it. And then I did, well, I did have it, but it was like it was more than what I was told. I was told I was going to have to put in £100. So in the end, then they wanted 670 after that, and I said I can't do it. And there's all these other people in the group, and I'm sure they're fake. I was like, oh, they scammed me. I lost like 400 quid. Um, what's a tip? So that was my week. Like just last week, just losing money. Everyone was out at the weekend. They congregated outside between like 12 and 4. I'm there getting scammed out of money by these people. And when you think about it, it's kind of, I think I'm getting a paid work to like TikTok videos. But they probably ended up in that line of work as well by being herded into a van, being told that they had work in another city because they haven't got work where they live, Brazil, anywhere, like anywhere. And off they go, and when they get there, they're housed in a hotel and their passports are removed and they're being forced to do scamming on Telegram, basically. And in the groups that I was added to, there was like 7,000 other members in these groups. And at one point, like something like 70, 80 of us were liking the the posts that were dropped. So it's like potentially 10% of the group, including me, was getting scammed out of money. And we're all the people at home with no work on disability welfare. The most you can get from us is pay us to like some TikTok videos. And by the way, when you get your universal credit or your disability payment, because you think you could invest some of it, put on options. So the way they did this was I had a Kraken account probably from years ago. I don't know. I think I already had it. I had to go and install that app and then put small amounts of money in there, like 10, £30, and they were paying me back. Like I said, I had like a few days of this. They got my confidence. Small amounts. I give them 10, they give me 20. I give them 30, they give me 60. And then move the money from the Kraken account into a MetaMask account, which is obviously the completely unnecessary step, but it's just you're just following orders. And then move it from the MetaMask account into basically their own wallet, which is set up to look like an options trading crypto website called Crown CEXS, like Crown Sex, but with a C. And then once it's in there, they like they're doing little option drops, like putting a call on for 180 seconds. It runs down. Oh, this is the increase, and then obviously I didn't see my money again. And everyone else that was in the group was like, "Yeah, I got paid," and it's like, yeah, I don't think so. So those profiles are people that are as well like me, just in a situation at home, as it were, being told, whatever. So that was my week last week, and I decided not to write a letter to either of these establishments that didn't want to tell me what flour they use. Like if I said, is it gluten free, they're going to tell me yes or no, but just because I asked specifically about the flour, they don't give. I'm not writing them a letter either, because they could have just told me. I know I shouldn't have to get to the point where I'm writing them a letter. They don't want to discuss it with me. And I'm not going to stress the question any further. So that's what's been going on. Yeah. I met the most random guy today. Went to buy tobacco, and I had to ask someone for a lighter. And then the guy took ages to give me a lighter. And in the meantime, he was going, Hitler wasn't that bad of a person. Coming out with nonsensical arguments, giving me a fucking history lesson the whole time. Like, I just want a lighter and go. I just want. But he He wanted to give me a history lesson. As soon as I was able, I went home. I left the guy and went home and changed my bed sheets and hoovered my carpet and as time goes on. I really don't learn anything from the internet. I think I should go library. What should we talk about? Hello. Yellow whistle wagons. So there's all these Epstein survivors in DC apparently today. And it's on NBC News if you want to watch that. So yeah, I need to make some shorts. I don't know, I've been like putting it off for about 2 months. And I don't really have any more capacity to do anything else but make shorts. And this whole time I do all of this occupational stuff, I get £2 a month from asking it start. Another one, I've been saying I've been doing this for like 4 years. The consensus is you guys don't like it, and I think probably part of the problem is I just rock up online. I didn't even wash my face half the time, let alone have a made-up face. And I love alcohol, don't you? It's good for me. So familiar. I was doing it since I was really young. Supposed to be insurance against alcoholism. It definitely was not. So I was just like good to see everything else that people are putting out. I'm not going to labour this. It's been 12 minutes already. I just want to say I wish you had something better to do than to be online right now, chained to your mobile device. Let's face it, most of us don't have enough money to just get the basic things that we need to be doing okay. And then what are you going to do? You're going to make use of your data allowance, are you not? Go library. Library's closed on Wednesday, that's why I'm not there. It was my plan to go to the library today. And September is the month that I need to write a letter to my child. And it usually just floors me because now I have to condense everything I would have said to my daughter in the last 365 days into one letter addressed to her adoptive parents. Impossible, frankly. And it's very necessary, and it didn't used to be a thing because my mum never used to get any information about her parents, where she actually came from in the 1950s. So things have changed for the better, but a lot of parents drop out of letterbox contact because they find it so difficult to write one letter a year. And not all adoptive families are even given this as a special allowance, that we maintain contact with our birth child through letterbox contact. Here's the courthouse where that family hearing was heard in 2015. It's very difficult to do it, and it usually puts a kind of a bit of a clamp on my tongue, to be honest, for the month before and during, and I find it very difficult. But it's the one thing I really must achieve this month. Once it's done, that's it. Like that's like my next opportunity would be to send a birthday card in May, and then that's it. And I'll get one letter a year with a photograph if I'm lucky. Sometimes I don't get photos, but this year I did. Last year's photograph, she looked pregnant. If not pregnant, then with very, 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 very bloated. So, just wanted to show my face. I hadn't live streamed in a minute and just say I'm here. I'm just sort of, well, whatever. I've been scammed, haven't I? So I've got even less money than before. I was really stupid to go ahead with that 340. Like, you can't insure against stupidity, can you? And also, hindsight is always a 2020, isn't it? Perfect hindsight. It is a sophisticated scam that they've going on. If you've been approached by text or telegram to like videos on TikTok for payment, do not follow the link. I think there's a certain type of desperate that won't listen, and I was in that club, wasn't I? So, well, it's been absolutely wonderful. Gemma is here. Hello, Gemma. I left you some voice notes. You need to listen to them. Gemma is my moderator, and she's also Scotland's biggest twruk fan, which is an honour that she's gained. I just I'm gonna go anyway because I'm just wanted to say hi to everybody and say I'm all right. Like, my community posts are getting no engagement whatsoever, which is really just like so weird. One thing I'm going to say that what I put in voice notes to Gemma, and I want to repeat them, is there seems to be a trend, a narrative in people in the new media, alternative media, however you want to call it. And some of these guys are really big, like major channels with huge audiences, and they have a thing where they're like, if you tune into their channel and their content, then you're in like the special group, you're in the know, and everyone outside of it, they don't know. I'm telling you, they do know. They just might know other stuff to what you know. So the narrative in the new media for division is actually really, really as strong as it is in the old established media. It's because they're lefties, or it's because they're MAGA, or it's because they are Tories, or it's because they are a different religion, or it's because they just don't know. They just don't know. And it's like, I promise you they do. And we have something to learn of all of each other. But I think, it's kind of more of isolation tactics to be like, oh, we're in the special group of knowing or following this guy or following that guy. We know this, we know that, whatever. And then everyone outside of our special little group, they don't know. Well, they do. They do. They just might identify slightly differently. I identify as a rabbit. And you can't tell me I'm wrong. So just hopefully more people keep putting out your music, guys. I do get sometimes to listen and enjoy, and then I get to listen to it all over again as if it's the first time ever. That's such a special gift that I have. Fucking love you too, says Gemma, or replies to Gemma. Jesus Christ, alright, good. So yeah, behave yourselves, everybody. Other stuff I've been doing is trying to solicit sex off a young man. It's just terrible. I'm just like, these rules don't apply to me. We live in a post-religious society. I ain't got the capacity to really think ahead what the negative consequences might be. I'll just pile on, keep asking the guy. What a fucking loser I am. But if you don't know how I was raised, then it would seem really weird. Or I don't know, perhaps it's just nonsense, really. There's the practical versus the theory. Or, I've got certain principles that I don't seem to be able to live up to. But by the grace of God, because this man was working too long hours to show up both times. And Jesus Christ, I think I've got a loose hinge or whatever it is it? I just got no concept of what might go wrong. Alright, well, good me anyway. You guys are great. You should go to my community page and like some of my posts. There's just zero interaction over there. But I do love you, and I promise you I will do some shorts for you. I think they are really necessary. And I don't like this platform. They are wankers. Takes one to know one. They are, though, aren't they? You can't mention certain things and you'll get demonetized and shadow banned. Well, So thanks for being here, people. You are very special people, obviously, just like everybody else. All right. Just, if you are doing music right now, and it's not just a fantasy, in an ideal world, you should just keep doing it, please. Some people just want to give up at the first hurdle, don't you? You got to have the talent and the capacity. I might have the talent. I was like, I've got the capacity. I start writing a text message, and then halfway through, I'm like, I don't know where this started. I'll just send it, hope for the best. Terrible situation to be in, really is. All right, that's enough from me. I'll see you later, guys. I love you too much. Bye.